Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. As you can probably guess from the title, in this video I just want to talk about why Riot changed the Battle Pass about a year ago. Because when they changed the Battle Pass, they also changed a few things within the Battle Pass rewards. And I wanted to discuss that. It is worth noting that I'm going to be talking about the paid Battle Passes, not the free ones. And essentially explain why Riot ended up changing the way the Battle Pass functions. And I am 100% certain in my prediction here when I'm going to get to the reason as to why they did it. For those of you who are around about a year ago, Riot tried to remove the Hextech chests from the average player. They basically said that Hextech chests are unsustainable, and that people getting free Hextech chests would damage the monetization of the game too much, because people wouldn't spend money on skins anymore. This caused some huge public backlash, where a bunch of content creators and people spoke out about it and how bad of a decision this would be, and what they ended up doing is dialing it back and not removing the Hextech chests from the players. Every single month you could get up to 4 Hextech chests completely for free. If I remember correctly, the way you got those chests is by getting S rank on a character that you didn't get an S rank on that season. If I played a champion like Set for the first time and I got S rank, I would get a chest. Every single year you could get up to 48 Hextech chests completely for free. People were super happy with this system, and I am glad that Riot dialed it back and they decided to keep the chests. Instead, what they did is reworked the Battle Pass system. The old Battle Pass used to function off of tokens, and they would be event-specific tokens. Every new event you could buy that Battle Pass and gain tokens for it. After the event ends, the tokens would disappear completely, and then once a new event came out, you would be able to buy that Battle Pass and you could do the same thing, and the cycle would repeat itself. With those tokens, you could acquire things in a token shop. You could get some icons or keys or emotes, but you could also get some specific chromas, you could get prestige skins, you could even get mythic essence, and you could also get orbs. The new Battle Pass doesn't work like this. The old Battle Pass had between 1 and 50 levels, and each level would give you some kind of reward. The new one has between 1 and 48 levels. Once you completed the Battle Pass, where you got to the final level, you would get this thing called a repeating mission. And this repeating mission could be done as many times as you want, and every single time you would get the exact same reward from the repeating mission. Now I want to showcase the rewards you would gain from both passes. Looking at the old Battle Pass, you would get 6 orbs, 2 Masterwork chests plus keys. Masterwork chests are removed right now so you can no longer gain them, but they essentially functioned like Hextech chests except they couldn't give you any champion shard. You would also get 2 grab bags and 20 mythic essence, and then you would get the repeating mission of getting 20 tokens each level after the final level. Now let's look at the new Battle Pass. It gives 3 Ancient Sparks. The Ancient Sparks can be used in the Sanctum to get an Exalted skin or Mythic variant skins. You also get 8 Hextech chests plus keys, 25 Mythic Essence, 3 Battle Pass skins, and 7 orbs. And then the repeating mission is 750 Blue Essence and 25 Orange Essence sometimes. In between the 750 Blue Essence, sometimes there's a mission with 25 Orange Essence. Both passes also gave you stuff like ward icons and emotes and whatnot, but I'm not going to add those in because most people don't care about them. I just wanted to look at chests and the rewards that could give you skins or skin shards from them. If you take a look at both Battle Passes, the new one might initially seem like it gives more value. It gives you 1 extra orb and way more chests. You don't get any grab bags, but that's kind of offset by the Ancient Sparks, though not entirely, 3 entire Battle Pass skins, and a little bit more Mythic Essence. But an issue arises when you look at the repeating mission, because the repeating mission on the current Battle Pass is completely worthless. You get some Blue Essence and Orange Essence, you don't really do much with those. Blue Essence is only used to purchase champions. Sometimes you'll get the Blue Essence Emporium and then you can spend a lot of your Blue Essence, but not for actual skins. And then 25 Orange Essence is completely laughable. It basically provides absolutely nothing. Now if you look at the old repeating mission, it would give you 20 tokens. And you may think that 20 tokens is a small amount, amount to have on that repeating mission. But if you spam a bunch of games, it will add up. On the old battle pass, you would also get tokens between level 1 and 50 on some level rewards. Back then, it cost 2,000 tokens to get a prestige skin that was in the token shop. And if you got to level 50, you would get exactly 2,000 tokens. Afterwards, you could get bonus tokens from the repeating mission, and you could use those to buy something else. And someone may look at this and be like, well, there's no way you're gonna sit around spamming games to get 20 tokens per level, right? Who would ever do that? But what if you were to do that? What if you were to spam games the moment an event came out and you just hard grinded the battle pass? The amount of time you had on your hands was 40 days per pass. But if I remember correctly, in the last week you couldn't gain tokens if you played games. You could still buy stuff from the token shop, but you couldn't actually play games and get more tokens in the final week. I could be wrong on this, but this is how I remember it. So you had a total of 33 days to grind out games and get as many tokens as you can. I actually found a post on Reddit where someone went over the math, and they calculated how much time you would need to spend in a game in order to get tokens and actually acquire an item from the token shop. I'm going to put a link in the video description to this Reddit post because it was very useful for this video. And keep in mind that these calculations are after level 50. So it calculates how much time you need to spend to gain, let's say, an orb that is 200 tokens from the 20 token repeating mission. If you take a look at the amount you need to get one orb, it would take 830 minutes. This comes out to be a little under 14 hours, but let's say it's just 14 hours. Now let's do some more math. Let's say you're someone that just has a lot of free time and you play 12 hours of League every single day. It might seem like much, but let's say that. That would mean each day you would play 720 minutes of League. If you do that times 33 days, it is going to be 23,760 minutes, which will give you a total of 28.5 orbs. But let's say you played a little more, so you get 29 orbs. Let's also add the chests and orbs that you get from the pass itself. The old pass gives you an extra 6 orbs, 2 more masterwork chests, and 2 more grab bags. And the grab bags have at least 3 skin shards. So 2 grab bags are essentially 6 skin shards, if not more. That would come out to be a minimum of 43 skin shards. To put that into perspective, if you want to get a total of 40 orbs, let's say, you're gonna need to spend about 9,000 Riot points. That's the value the 1,650 Riot point pass can give you. There's also the fact that you could purchase the pass and not buy the prestige skin. And then you could use the 2,000 tokens to buy 10 orbs instead of the prestige. And it would always be worth it to do this, because if you wanted to buy 10 orbs flat out, it would be more expensive. And this doesn't even take into account the extra stuff that the battle pass would give you. The only time it would be worse is if you straight up didn't have time to grind to level 50, but you had a total of 33 days to get from level 1 to 50. And some people could get to level 50 within a few days, simply because they uber omega spammed games. We can go even further into this. Let's say you're a psychopath who spams League all day and does nothing else. All you do is wake up, play League, sleep, repeat. I used to do this for a while, so I would know this is possible. In this case, you would easily be able to get 1 orb every single day. That means you will get a minimum of 47 skin shards. Now let's assume you do this for 5 different battle passes. For the RP cost of about 2.5 ultimate skins, you would get 235 skin shards. That is absolutely ridiculous. And as a fun fact, even if you did buy 5 passes all one after the other, it would be almost 4 times cheaper than guaranteeing one of the exalted skins from the Sanctum. Because yes, the Sanctum is a piece of shit. People could even turn this potentially into a job. You could buy the pass with the intention of selling an account. You grind games for the entire duration of the pass, you get a bunch of skin shards, and then you sell it. And you can get some pretty good money out of that. And you can do that for every single pass, and you will always get more money. I'm not sure how worth it was considering the effort, but it wouldn't surprise me if people did this. Personally, I think I could have bought like 80% of all passes and grinded them out simply because I play a lot of League. And they've every single one of these passes would give me an absurd amount of skin shards. Even if I didn't want the prestige skin, I could just use the tokens to buy more orbs. And in my opinion, this is 100% the reason why Riot changed the pass. Because if they kept this in, this could keep happening. And then there would be nobody actually buying their orbs within the loot tab. Because why would you buy like a 25 orb bundle if you have the time to just spam games? You can just buy a pass that is cheaper and then get the orbs anyway. But this would be essentially the video. I know Riot tried to remove the Hextech chests about a year ago and it's been a while now, but I still wanted to point this out for people. Because the removal of the token shop and the repeating missions that give you tokens at the end was a pretty huge blow. If you are someone who is just playing a lot of League, you could just buy a battle pass occasionally and get a lot of orbs. Obviously you could use the tokens for other stuff like Mythic Essence or the Prestige skin, but most of the time if you just wanted a bunch of loot from orbs, you would just buy a pass. Anyways, with all of this being said, thank you all for joining me in this video. I hope you found it useful and maybe informative, and I will see you all in the next video, hopefully very soon.